The one thing I don't know, and maybe you can answer this question for me, because I know you want to talk about this Giannis thing and Giannis meeting with the owner. The owner says, hey, we're going to push the luxury tax. We're going to spend some money and get you some support. Even though he does have support, I think. I don't think their roster is untalented.
You say that.
No, I don't. But this is what I want to know. Who's Giannis cool with? Because when you think about super teams, if you go back and look at them, like recently, the last 10 or 15 years, you can kind of predict.
Connection.
You can predict where it's going. I mean, hey, we played in the Olympics together.
At least in hindsight, you could predict. At least in hindsight. Yeah.
Or AAU ball or something. You know, we got the same ages. You know, we vacation together. All those super teams, it's usually some type of relationship. Is Giannis cool with any? I don't know. Do you know? Like, who's he cool with?
No, I'm not sure. And I don't think, look, all you know, reading between the lines of unfollowing people aside, you know, I don't think you say something, when you say something like on command, I think it was, he said this to Chris Haynes, shout out to Chris Haynes. When you say something on command, such as some people see a wall and go around it or go the other way, I go through it. I mean, you don't say something like that without having given some thought to your future with 1 year left and a supermax contract staring you in the face. So I don't think you say something like that and then reverse course and tell ownership, I'm not going to be here. You might want to trade me now. But also, you may not know. You know what I mean? Like, I mean, ask Oklahoma City how that goes. You know what I mean? Sometimes they don't know, or sometimes they know and just don't tell you. And then they see what you do, and then they walk anyway. So ultimately, I'm just enjoying the speculation, even though I think it'll be a moot point pretty soon. But to answer your question about who he's cool with, I don't know. But I'm seeing Heat, I'm seeing Raptors, I'm seeing Mavs, I'm seeing Warriors, I'm seeing Celtics, I'm seeing Clippers. So I'm just here for the story. I'm just here for the comments. I'm here for the speculation. But to go back to your, but you said something earlier, Michael.
You think they're talented? You think they're a talent? You don't think they're a talented team?
I want to ask you something. I want to ask you about that. I want to unpack that for a second. Because I was actually going to ask you the question. Everybody's looking at what they've done this year as an underachievement, especially back-to-back years of being a number one seed and not getting, you know, to the finals. Would we or will we look at them losing to Miami differently? Should Miami beat Boston and make the finals? Interesting. Yes. Maybe this was about how good Miami is.
Yeah, I would be surprised. Look, okay, to answer your question, yes, we'll look at it differently. I'll be shocked if that happens. Now, that's going to take something quite miraculous, honestly,
for Miami to beat Boston?
For Miami to beat Boston, and didn't you say get to the finals?
The and. Okay, yeah, right. The final. To make the finals interesting, yeah.
Oh, to make the finals interesting. Okay, right. So Miami beating Boston would not be miraculous, although it's an upset, I think. I think Boston is more talented, but fair. Miami is more experienced. But Miami getting to the finals and competing for a championship, that'd be tough. So yeah, we'll look at it differently. But let's go back to this. You know, Giannis, you're talking about an MVP. He's going to be an MVP again this year. He was the Defensive Player of the Year. Got an all-NBA player in Middleton on his side. He's got an all-defense player like Eric Bledsoe on his side. I mean, it's not like...
they got to move him. They got to move him.
Okay, all right, fine. You're not an Eric Bledsoe fan. That doesn't matter. What I'm saying is, you finished with the best record in the NBA 2 years in a row. It's not that you lack talent. You know, maybe you lack a piece. It might be the head coach. I don't know what it is. But how do you look at... Okay, how do you look at Milwaukee and say, all right, we need to bring in, 2 or 3 different players? I mean, how far are we going to take this thing?
I'll take that even farther. I'll take that a step farther. You've forgotten more about basketball than I'll ever know. So I don't know how much you can actually take away from anything that happened in this bubble. I mean, we've had such conversations about mental health. Yeah. No. I'm just saying it's like it's just such a
sure.
Yeah, it's just such an experiment, you know. I mean, and even like, okay, you fight for the number one seed to get home court advantage throughout the playoffs. You know what I mean? Like, and there's no home court, and you're in a bubble, and it's just everything about this is weird. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that, you know, I'm not taking anything away from anybody that's won so far. Because at the end of the day, you know, the teams, for the most part, and the players, for the most part, that are supposed to perform are performing. But I don't know that we're seeing it in Houston as well. Look, Houston wasn't going to beat LeBron and Anthony Davis wherever it was played, but wherever that series was played. But nonetheless, it's just a lot of people are trying to make these indictments or proclamations about what a team is and what it isn't based on how they performed in a playoff bubble. I just don't know that that's entirely fair.